Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Masyita Abubakar and I'm going to do a book review again about Hagar Poems. So Hagar Poems is a book written by Mohja Kahf, published in 2016 by the University of Arkansas Press. It's basically a collection of poems, collection of women's poems all around the world, especially Islamic figure. So the poems is collected 42 poems and divided into 3 parts. The first part is mostly talk about Hagar, which is Hajar. She's an Islamic figure from the Quran. She's actually Prophet Ibrahim's wife, and the mostly in first part is talk about the journey of Hajar, which is when she's being deserted in the desert by her partner, which is Prophet Ibrahim. And the poems is basically retelling the Islamic story about Hajar or Siti Hajar. And then the second part, we move into a different parts, different woman story, like Aisha, Zulaika, and another Islamic figure. And as you can see, Mohja Kahf is really into something right in these poems, because the more you read it, the more hard to understand. I mean, you need to open your mind to understand what it is saying, because the more you read, the more you see it's not for beginner. The book is very explicit, explaining something. If you're very religious, you might think this book is not really religious, which is contradicting. This book is talking about a woman figure. Also, I think this book is telling the author faith journey throughout the book, because in the third part you can see it's more like notes from the author, which is Mohja Kahf herself, telling her story, her faith journey. And the next is I'm going to explain some trope, which is symbolism, that I found very interesting in this book. I will be telling you 3 my favorite tropes from this poems from this book, and then also I'm going to tell you my favorite poems from this book. Okay, so the first one and the second trope that I found is from the third part of the book, and the title is called The Black Stone of My Heart. I will read the poem first and then I will explain the trope later. My inner Kaaba crumbled. Who will come to lift the black stone of my heart on a white sheet by its 4 corners? My inner Kaaba crumbled. Do you know how I used to leap at the call to prayer, as if a lover was walking past? All my white scarves fluttering before my inner Kaaba crumbled. Now I go through the motions, hoping someone will come to lift the black stone of my heart. So this is actually my favorite collection, my favorite poems from this book, because it tells you about, I think, the author faith, because you cannot see the speaker from these poems. So the first trope that I found very interesting is the Kaaba, which is symbolize or represent the author inner faith, her faith, the author faith, because the lines when she said, my inner Kaaba crumbled, it's actually telling that her faith or the speaker faith is shaking. She's not feeling well about something, about her faith. And then she said again, who will come to lift the black stone of my heart? So the second symbol that I found is black stone, which is represent I think the darkness, the darkness inside the speaker heart, which is the author itself, because black stone can be represent something something is not good in her heart, in her inner heart, which is explained. Something about her faith is shaking. She's not assuring about something. She's not feeling well about something. And actually very, very touchy, because in here the author, it's like explain about her faith that is crumbled. And she used to say that she used to leap to the call of the prayer, which is azan, and as if a lover was walking past. She explained that she used to be religious, and now her faith is not anymore. Her faith is shaking because of something. So the symbol is Kaaba, which is represent her faith, and black stone, which is represent the darkness. Because she said, "Who will come to lift the black stone of my heart?" That is very meaningful, very deep, and I really love the symbolism in this book, because you can see more about symbolism or other tropes from this book. You can find another tropes from this book, because it's very diverse. This is a collection of poems, so there's a lot of figurative language that is used in this book. And the last symbol is from the third part of the book again, and it's called Little Mosque Poems. I will not read the poems because it takes too long to read it, but I will tell you the lines. We are asked to give, to buy another curtain to partition of the woman. So the symbol is the curtain. Actually I think it represents gender inequality. I know this might be taboo to talk, because in the mosque you need to separate between man and woman, but if you read the poems, the author is criticized how the mosque sometimes, not all the mosque, but some of the mosque very discriminate against women. Like they see a woman who is on their period as an uncleanness, so they cannot enter the mosque. That's why women tend to not likely to come to mosque, because there's a lot of patriarchal minded in the mosque. That's why the author criticized. If you read the poems from the first until the end of the poems, the author is criticized how mosque is very not all the mosque, but her mosque, the author used to come to the mosque that very not inclusivity, that there's a lot of wrongdoings in her mosque. That's why she critiques. She's using her poems to critique her past mosque. And in this line, to buy another curtain to partition of woman, you can see this is the problem in our community, in Islam community, because we tend to separate men and women, but do not give the rights, the equal rights for women. In the poems, in the next poem, she tells that women's section and men's section are very different, where the men's section is very furnished, very lavish. They actually decorating the mosque very beautiful with lantern and some of the cute property. And when you come to the women's section, you see nothing. It's so, and I think they don't even think to decorating our section. Like we're not equal to them. So that's why Mohja Kahf used her poems to critique this gender inequality. That's why the use of curtain used to symbolize or represent gender inequality. So I think that's all from me. I very recommend this book. This book is very informative, very varies about telling women all around the world, especially if you read the second part and the first part, you can see a lot of woman Islamic figure. And if you read the last part or the third part of the book, you can see author views on the Islamic community. As the first part is mainly talk about Hagar, which is Siti Hajar, and I think there is all the pros from the book, and the cons is I think if you are a very religious person or extremely religious person, this book isn't for you, because I almost critique this book as a liberal views, because the author tend to against some Islamic values. But if you open your eyes more and reread the poems, you can actually see it is not the author wants to against Islamic values. It's just she wants to critique some people that makes our religion sucks, that like the bad people who think they're super religious, but actually they're just not. They're just hypocrites. So I think this book is very good. So that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Bye.